Is the Middle East on the verge of a total geopolitical realignment? Or is this the most dangerous gamble we've seen in years? President Trump has just issued a direct call to Gulf allies to formally join the Abraham Accords, and the timing could not be more explosive. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures you don't miss our daily updates on the stories shaping our world. So, let's break down exactly what's happening. President Trump has officially urged Gulf nations to move past their reservations and sign on to the Abraham Accords. This push comes at a critical juncture where the United States and Iran are reportedly engaged in intense, high-stakes negotiations to end hostilities. The primary goal of these talks, which have been kept largely out of the mainstream spotlight, is to secure a long-term ceasefire and, perhaps most importantly, to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most vital artery for oil transit. The Abraham Accords, which were a cornerstone of the Trump administration's foreign policy, were designed to normalize relations between Israel and several Arab nations, fundamentally altering the security architecture of the Middle East. By pushing to expand these accords while the U.S. is actively negotiating with Iran, Trump is effectively betting that a unified front of Arab states and Israel will act as a stronger deterrent against Iranian regional influence than a simple bilateral deal ever could. This is not just a diplomatic request. It's a strategic maneuver designed to box in Tehran. If Gulf allies agree to this, it would signal a massive shift in how these nations view their security. For years, the divide has been clear: Iran on one side and the Gulf states on the other. By integrating the Gulf nations deeper into a collaborative security framework with the West and Israel, the goal is to create a regional bloc that is capable of policing its own waters and maintaining stability without relying solely on a massive U.S. military presence. However, the analysis here is complex. Critics of this approach argue that it might inadvertently kill the delicate negotiations currently underway with Iran. If Iran perceives the expansion of the accords as an encirclement policy, they may walk away from the table, potentially leading to a return of the maritime blockades we saw in the past. On the other hand, proponents argue that Iran only respects strength. From this perspective, the current administration's hesitation is seen as weakness, and Trump's move is viewed as a necessary return to a peace through strength doctrine that forces all parties to the table under a new set of realities. We have to ask, who really holds the cards here? Are these Gulf nations looking for a way out of their perpetual conflict with Iran, or are they being pushed into a corner by a former president who is once again trying to set the agenda from the sidelines? The implications for global oil prices, the safety of international shipping lanes, and the broader stability of the Middle East are astronomical. If this plan works, we could see a level of regional cooperation that was previously thought impossible. If it fails, we could be looking at a significant escalation in tensions that could force the United States back into a direct confrontation. Ultimately, this is a clash of two very different visions for the Middle East. One vision relies on traditional diplomacy and containment, while the other, the one being pushed by Trump, relies on a bold, rapid restructuring of alliances to fundamentally shift the balance of power. It's a high-risk move that ignores the status quo and aims for a complete overhaul of the status quo. So what do you think about this? Do you believe these nations should align more closely with the Abraham Accords to counter Iran? Or is this just going to make a bad situation worse? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to hear how you think this will play out for the United States. The situation is fluid, and the stakes could not be higher. As we continue to track these developments, remember that the geopolitical chessboard is moving fast. We will be here to keep you informed as the situation develops. Stay tuned for our next update, and thank you for watching.